Hey guys, Carmine Disco here at the Launch Network. Been running around. This has been a crazy, crazy first day of June. If you are listening to this later on, it is the first day of summer here in the Tampa Bay area. And to bring that on, I have a really cool guest today. Somebody who I only get to catch up with every once in a while, but she always has a lot of cool things going on. Christina Daves, what's happening?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for
I'm
having
doing good.
me.
I'm
I
doing
love
so
being
good.
here. I know.
I've been waiting
So,
for this
I,
call today because you always are doing really cool stuff. Kind of the stuff that not only I need to do, not only to bring my business to the next level, but also a lot of the stuff you help people with is fun, right?
I love what I do. Like I hope that my kids are seeing this. Like my kids who are now starting to get in the work world, it's like you got to have fun. You've got to. And it's really fun and it's really exciting and when it works, which it does work, then it's like really beneficial to your business.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, really cool. And it's one of those things where what you do with and when you say PR, I mean obviously PR covers so much, but
Yeah.
being able to focus in and doing things with different types of businesses, different markets and stuff, you must get to really talk to a whole spectrum of different people and the things that they need. Is it hard to focus in on what they need sometimes, or you kind of get it right away?
No, I'm pretty good at, it's all about the niche. Like what is your, I work with a lot of real estate agents and people will say, how can you have 200 clients all from the Northern Virginia area? Like if I speak at an event, I'm like, cause you're all different. You all bring a different perspective to this big game of real estate, but you all have a different thing and the media needs different perspectives. So it's really honing in on what's your secret sauce, what do you bring their audience, because remember, as much as it's about us and we love getting the media, it's really about the value we provide to the media outlets audience. And if you can do that and if you can do it consistently, I know you're pretty regular. I think if you picked up the phone on a consistent basis, you could be on that television station regularly because you were like boom 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 boom. But you build relationships and you know what works. And I hadn't pitched in a while for my local Good Morning Washington. I had been on every single month for years, and they took that hour off the air during COVID, and it just came back. So it came back June 1st. I pitched, and boom, they're like, "Yeah, we're not having guests in, but I need you to do this, and can you shoot B-roll for this, and can you do this?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, yes." So they know good guests. So by doing that and doing your homework and coming, bringing great TV, they're going to want to have you back.
Wow.
Any media outlet. I'm just using TV as an example, but
Yeah, but TV's a big part of getting out there. I mean, a lot of people shy away from it, but it's like the TV is kind of like the ultimate, stage, right, for your product or for your service or whatever you're doing.
absolutely. I mean, and because it lasts forever. You've got that video, you've got that credibility. I mean, is TV numbers are down like ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox because you've got
Wow.
Netflix and Hulu and all these things, but you can't mistake the credibility of it. You can't, everybody knows what that is. When they see you, I think you were on your local Fox, and it stopped me on LinkedIn. I'm like, look at Carmine, he's on TV, that's awesome. You stop people in their tracks, and right now we have a split second to do that, and TV is a great way to do that.
Wow. Yeah. And that's what I love your Friday little pieces
Yeah,
of tidbits of information, because I don't know if you're a mind reader or what, but like every time or most of the times when you talk about something, I'm like, I need that.
everybody needs it. It's just learning the system and then implementing it. I keep telling people it's not rocket science. You just have to learn. And a lot of people don't have time. And I love this story. I have a client who's a pediatric dentist. Obviously, she's kind of busy, right? And I taught her how to do all of this. She hired a gal, an assistant at $12 an hour, part-time, who pitches her to the media. And she's doing a fantastic job.
Wow.
So it's just you as the business owner or the leader of your team, whatever that is, or the solopreneur, learning how to do good media, like what
Mhm.
makes a good story, because there's no other way to get your product, your service, your brand in front of that many people without paying for it.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Not having to pay for it is great, but I think people when you're on there, people realize that you're not paying for it, and they're like, "Wow, you must be an expert in whatever you're talking about."
Exactly. Exactly. And by positioning yourself, by learning how to check out, your website. And I always tell people, we're not rebuilding your website. We might tweak a message here and there just so that, boom, just so you check out right away. So it's a no-brainer for your customers, your clients, the media. Everybody's going to want to say yes to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Here in Tampa, I took one of one of your tips. I reached out to 2 or 3 of the news stations. I
Yeah.
said, hey, we got some great inventors. Cause we get great inventors in, great
Yes.
products. And I love telling people about these great products. And boom, they're like, we want to have them on the show. And I was like, wow, this really works.
It really, I get this all the time. People will email me, clients, they're like, wow, I did what you said and it worked. I'm like, I know, it really does
You're like,
work.
I know. I
That's why
love
I'm
that.
around.
I can see in your face. You're like, I know. I've been
I know.
telling you.
I wouldn't be here if it didn't work, right?
Yeah.
People,
Oh,
I
no
keep, and I
doubt.
knock on wood every time I say this. In, oh my gosh, 9 years I've been doing this. Nobody has ever called me and said, Christina, I did everything you said and it didn't work.
Yeah. Because it
So
works. That's the good part.
it works. Yeah.
And you're like, no, I think it's awesome. And again, just what you said. I mean, we took the break for COVID. I was building up several inventors. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. One was going to be on Shark Tank. I emailed them. I said, hey, Cheryl, listen, we got some people, we got some good inventors. Boom. They started it right back up again. Like
As soon as
they
I
were,
could.
like they were waiting for me to, and that's, we could talk about that forever. Don't wait, right? They were like waiting for me to contact them. They're busy.
They're busy. It's kind of like me. I hadn't done anything with Good Morning Washington. Like I stayed in touch with my producer because you always want to do that. Hey, how are you doing over COVID? And I like him, he's gotten to be a friend, but now that they're on the air, I'm like, hey, are you ready to do anything? And he's like, hey, we're not doing it in studio, but he knows I do this kind of stuff. He knows I know how to do good virtual TV. And he tells me what he wants exactly, and I'll film it here and let them edit it. And sometimes I've done live for them too, but he's fine because he wants some B-roll to tie in there.
Wow. Well, you're awesome. I've seen you on there. You're great. It's like you've been doing it forever. And I know that, you kind of kicked off like all of us inventors, all of our business owners. You just jot down there one day and that was it. I mean, you got the bug and now you really, really help so many people.
Yeah, I do. I love it. And especially for the inventors, and when you can get some media, even if it's local, that sparks the interest of buyers, because that means, whoa, wait a minute. So your local TV put this product on, that means that they think that their million viewers are going to like this. They're not going to put some awful product. So again, that elevates you with your buyers too. And I have a colleague that worked with a lot of productpreneurs, and that, I would help them try to get some, whether they were magazines or, new products, gift guides, something, because if you walk into a buyer and you've been in Oprah, Real Simple, Auto Mechanics, whatever your product is, they're going to stop and they're at least going to listen to you. It's going to get your foot in the door.
It's a little different. It's not like going in there cold. So I totally agree with you now. Now I want to talk to you about this event that you have going on because it's very, very super interesting. I know a lot of cool stuff, but if you can, our listeners, they're looking to get on the local station TV. They're reaching out. If they get a call back and say, hey, we want you, what should they do? Like, what's the basic preparation type stuff?
Watch the show. Watch the show. That's what I did the first time I went on. I watched how they did segments, and then you can pitch the way they're doing the segments already. So that puts you a step above. Watch, some of the morning shows will have 4 or 5 different hosts. See how they do interviews, because you don't know a lot of times till you get to the studio who you're going to be with.
That happens to me.
But right. And me too. Now I know them all, which is nice, and I know the different personalities, but it's a different segment depending on who I have. There's one that we have a great rapport. Everyone's like, you two should do a TV show together. And there's one that really likes to take charge of the segment. And, I really just have to answer her questions. I can't ad lib much on my, and it's fine. That's her personality trait. And I just know them all now. So DVR them and watch a couple hours just so you can get a feel, because I'm telling you, the first time I went on, I did this and I knocked it out of the park, and they came in and they said, the control room loves you. You can come back anytime you want. That's an awesome invitation.
What a great feeling when you do that.
But I prepared. I did my homework. Like I walk the walk. I just want everyone to know I'm not here telling you this saying, oh, I think I know this works. No, I know. I'm living proof that it works.
Yeah, well, you are. I mean, you started off, and we could go over that story another time because I want to use the rest of the time maybe to talk about your event because I think it could benefit so many people. But you did this. I mean, you had a product, you reached out to people, you got on TV, and it kicked off the whole thing.
Changed my life. Completely changed my life.
Wow.
Change the product. And I still have people who, when they find out I'm in a networking group, and this guy was like on Obama's team. He's out in California. This is how big this guy is. And I'm in this networking group, and you get broken into pods, and we're talking and introducing. He goes, oh my God, I remember you on Steve Harvey. Like he knew that was me. I was like, what? Wait, you did. So it works. It really does.
That. I love that. What a great feeling. I love that.
It is.
You know, because, and again, I want people to know you, when you're talking like that's like, you're not faking it. I love listening to you talk and watching you on TV because I'm like, that's Christina right there. Like you're not a different person. Like you are so smooth and cool. And because like you said, preparation's big, right?
Yes. Yeah. So that you asked, what's the best piece of advice is that prepare. Because the more prepared you are, the more likely you're going to get invited back. That's what they need. And I interviewed my producer in my book, and that's exactly what he said. Like they want to have people in their Rolodex. Very old word for you young people. You could Google where a Rolodex is. But that's how we used to keep our phone numbers. But that's what they want. They want to know that if they can call you, or they need a last minute guest, or they want to prepare a segment, that you're going to be good for them. And same thing with print. They know you give good quotables. They know you give. So if you get a print interview, read that journalist article, see how they write.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. We got to do another show because we could talk about this as we know.
I know forever.
So I want everybody to listen up because let's talk a little about your event. Go ahead and let's do an intro on your event. Okay.
Captivate and Cashin Live. We are in person, but we also have a virtual component for people who are not comfortable with it. We have, I don't even know if it's 5, it might be 4 in-person tickets left for the VIP. That's it. Like, this is how amazing this is. But it's in Dallas, Texas, August 4th and 5th we have general admission, and then we have virtual. And then August 6th is the VIP day. And for the first 2 days, whether you're virtual or in person, it's going to be active and learning. You're not just going to be sitting here with a bobbing head. Like, we're going to have you moving and doing stuff, but we're calling it a get shit done event. You're going to actually pitch the media. You're ready to hit send. We're going to hit send. We're going to build out your calendar if we need to get your pitches in your calendar. So you're ready to hit send every single month. We have an Emmy award-winning journalist who's helping me with this. We're actually going to do a panel with him, and we're going to brainstorm pitches and ideas. We're going to write video scripts. Like, boom, how do you cut through the noise? And you're actually going to record them. And if you're on the virtual, we're assigning you accountability buddies. So you guys are going to be recording. You're going to get it done. We're going to connect with influencers. We're going to show you how to be valuable to an influencer to totally up level. Like, if you have a product, imagine if somebody who had a following of 50,000 Instagram people said they liked your product, and you didn't have to pay them to say that. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh my God.
So we're going to show you how to do that. All kinds of things, body language, how you come across on video so that you're inviting people versus, standoffish, that kind of stuff. So amazingly excited. It's my colleague is Cindy Ashton, and you can Google her. She's freaking rock star. And then if you stay for the VIP day, we are taking you into a television studio and actually recording a segment that we're going to, it's amazing. That's why it's almost sold out, because it's a limited number. We're going to prep you this summer so that your interview is exactly what your ideal clients and customers need to get from you, which you can hope to do when you get on TV, but it doesn't always work exactly the way you want. This way, we're going to just tee it up to you through the whole thing. You'll have professional hair and makeup done. Our makeup artist has done A-list celebrities like Oprah. I mean, she's sought after all over the country. She's coming to Dallas to do that. We have a New York City fashion designer who will go with you virtually in your closet and pick out your exact outfit of what be best for you. And this is the best part. We are guaranteeing you a minimum of 3 media interviews. So our person who's coming in actually has a database of 30,000 journalists who are looking for stories. And he sends, this is unbelievable. He has sent an email for 11 years, 365 days a year, never missed one, of 3 stories every single day. I did one with him. I had 19 interviews.
Oh my God.
19. And then we give you all the recordings. So if it's radio, let's say you're on radio somewhere, you don't know how to get the recording. We give you everything. If it's TV, you'll get the TV. If it's print, you'll get the PDF. But they have a whole clipping service that they do all of that. So that's all part of the package.
This is a no-fail event. I mean, if you want this PR, I mean, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And the people coming in person, oh my gosh, are incredible. Like you always dream of who you want your attendees to be. They're all rock stars. So I'm so excited about the networking that's already going to happen in the room for the people who are coming.
Wow.
So we have 15 of the VIP almost sold out. We have 20 general admission that we just opened because of COVID. But just know our room safely would hold 100 and we're only doing 35. So we just don't know 100%.
Sure.
We just want to be careful with everybody. So everyone will be spread out, plenty of room. Like I said, the virtual is a no-brainer. The virtual is $497 and you get all of this. Like you're going to do everything. So if you're not comfortable traveling, or maybe you don't have the budget for the travel yet, and that's why we did the general admission, because there are people who want to travel, who are dying to be in a room with people again, but they might not be able to do the VIP level. So this is an in-between. And then if you go to Captivate and CashinLive.com, we have so many extras that we're giving you. Like if you come for the VIP, you get a year in our group membership program. If you do general admission, it's 6 months. If you do virtual, it's 3 months. But so you get to engage with us and ask questions, and we give you content calendars for the year. And depending on your level, I'll write some pitches for you. And it's just a great package, and it's going to be so fun. So fun.
God. I'm sitting here, I'm counting like in my head going, just being able to reach out to somebody like you and your partners and things like that is well worth a huge amount of money. But to be able to have this stuff and work with you to make sure you tweak it, make sure you get the recordings right, the videos right. I mean, that's amazing. The wardrobe. I mean, you guys covering everything.
Yeah. And it's going to be fun.
Wow.
Like fun.
That's amazing. That really is. How the heck did you putting this together is crazy, because you had to, you've been doing this obviously for a long time. So you just kind of went step by step of what people need.
We did. We saw through a year of COVID, we saw what happened. Everybody got locked up. We all were locked in our homes, and people went, oh crap, now what? Like everybody went online. How do I stand out? And let me tell you, Facebook ads are the pits right now. Wow. I mean, it is a lot of money, and they're changing algorithms, and it's hard, but you don't have to do ads. You don't. There are ways that you can cut through. Learning hashtags, which we're going to go over too. Optimizing your social media profiles, which we're going to do for everybody too. Like it's just tweaking everything you're doing to get you from where you are, and we have a lot of people super established in their business, but they just want to get here. Like, what's that next level? How do I get here? How do I become like the pediatric dentist I was talking about? And she's getting media, and she's crazy successful in her practice. She wants to be a thought leader in this space. That's what we're doing. We are building her to the next level. How does she start speaking? And she does all kinds of stuff with minority young women and girls and STEM, and she wants to be a change maker. And those are the kinds of people that we love to work with. And so she's coming, and she's already a rock star, but she just really wants to elevate it.
Wow. I'm kind of glad you brought that up, because I do a lot of talks here in the Tampa Bay area, and I find, and it's frustrating sometimes, that I get people, they're just kind of starting out in the industry. They are very, very smart. They're kind of experts in the field, but they haven't made those small steps to get, and they want to go right from, being that person who knows some people getting in the industry all the way to like you said, that thought leader. Yeah. And they want to leapfrog. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
set that foundation. You have to do some
Right.
stuff first, right? I mean, is there anything for the people that they, because, I think like you said, they're hanging out with that thought leader. They're like, man, this guy is like, traveling the world. He's doing speech,
Right.
and they want to be that person, and they don't realize that person has put 20 years in.
My husband, I have a thing on my desk that says overnight success takes 15 years.
Yeah.
And it does. You have to do it. When somebody, they're going to type your name into Google. They are. What comes up? So look at that thought leader. I remember when Gary Vee started, went to one of his very first events, and this guy was and he basically told you exactly what he was going to do for the next 5 years to get where he is.
Wow.
And he'll tell you, he doesn't sleep. He works 18 hours a day. Like, right? I don't know if you follow him, but he's a huge proponent of that. Like, there's no easy road here, but look at him now. I think of where I started and where I am now, but it's work, it's tweaking, it's content. I mean, but it's all up here. That's what I tell people too. A woman in my mastermind is brilliant. She trains Fortune 100 CEOs. And I've been trying to get her to write this book for 5 years now. And I was like, she's like, I just don't know what to put in it. I'm like, you do this every day. So I want you all to think of this too. Everything we're saying, you're not reinventing the wheel. We're not telling you go out of your industry and start a whole new one. You're good at this. You are an expert at this. Now just start telling the world, whether it's through articles, through social media posts, through media, get your voice out there, be heard. And then people will start coming to you.
Yes. That's what, and the stuff that you're doing is great, but that's kind of what I was thinking about. I love about what you're doing with this event, because people, even myself, you need that good foundation, because if you start off in the wrong direction, or you start leapfrogging or skipping this because you don't know how to do that,
right,
that's not helping you. So you're laying that foundation. You're allowing people to build those blocks to make it to that next level.
Yeah. And you need to be congruent. You've got to have all the pieces in place.
Exactly.
You want your puzzle to fit.
Yes. Yeah. And then everything working together, having that video, but the video done the right way, with the right wardrobe, with the right wording. Right. And that is what's amazing. Right. I get to sit here and do a video over a weekend, and I can have 10 takes, but that doesn't mean it works.
Right. It's how do you cut through the noise? And that's what everybody is desperate to do now after COVID. I mean, the networking events, I think I've been to one, maybe two since all this has happened. It's just not, it's going to be a while. And for those of us who are used to that, I got my business from speaking on stages. This is me. This is what I love to do. So I had to pivot. And how do I do more podcasts? How do I do more virtual television? How do I do more virtual things? But a lot of people didn't know how to do that. And they don't know how to communicate. I always say, to that little green dot, in your phone or your camera, you can't, can't be looking down at you down here, Karma. It's just getting used to things. So
that's awesome. I mean, we've known each other a long time, and I tell people, when I first even started doing the podcast, I used to have to explain to people how to use Zoom. I had little instructions. That was several years ago, and Zoom is huge, and everybody knows how to use it. But yeah, the times change over time. But like you said,
I have the funniest story about that. A gal that I went to high school with, I knew her younger brother, ended up being the features editor of Parade magazine. So I asked if I could interview her for all the stuff that I'm doing. And we did it on a Zoom, and then COVID hit. So this is now years later, COVID. And she's like, Christina, I keep thinking about you every time I get on a Zoom call, because when we did that interview, when Zoom just started, she goes, do you remember the lady in the robe and the curlers who kept walking by her camera? I'm like, oh my God. That was, I was one of the initial Zoom people, like you said too, where people didn't know. So then, we hit COVID, and she's doing Zoom stuff every day. And she goes, I just laugh every day waiting for that woman to walk by in the robe and the curlers.
Funny. That is, but it's true. And because Zoom was so popular, now we saw a lot more of that kind of, stuff that happened. But yeah, that is funny, but that's exactly it. Those first Zoom calls, when I would send it out, people would be like, what's Zoom?
What?
And I'd be like, I just like saying it,
Yeah. Zoom is Zoom.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, laying that foundation, learning that. I mean, I've been doing podcasts for almost, 8 or 9 years now. So when I have somebody who wants to start a podcast, instantaneously want to get up to hundreds of thousands of downloads. And I'm like,
Right.
it doesn't work like that. You have to put the time in. Not saying it can't happen quickly, but you
Right.
have to do it the right way, smartly.
So people ask me about social media. They're like, oh, well, I can't start that platform. I don't have any followers. I said, nobody has any followers when they start. We all start at zero. You have to build that muscle.
That's funny. That's a perfect example. They want to
Yeah.
start at,
Right.
100,000.
Yeah, we'd all love that, but
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we got a couple minutes left. Tell me a little bit about the venue. It's in Dallas, which is an awesome place to visit. I love going
Yeah.
to Dallas.
Oh, I do too. I love it. So we're in the I think it's called the Lincoln Center. It's like a big shopping complex, office building. There's a Hilton hotel right there, so you never have to leave the premise. And then we're working in the Real News PR television studios. So they actually have 8 studios, but we're going to be in the Oprah studio.
That's great.
It's so amazing. And we're having a red carpet night with, we're going to have a photographer there taking pictures of you on the red carpet. And we want everyone to leave with things that they can use, when they leave there. So depending if you're the VIP level, we've got meals included and a VIP dinner, and you'll get to just network with these amazing people.
You're giving them what it's going to feel like when they're a star.
Right. Exactly.
And that is so cool. It just hit me. Like, this is what you're striving for. It's happening.
Yeah. All right here. So it's sold so fast. Like, we were even surprised that people they get it. If you're at that place in your business, and like I said, you just want to elevate, there's no other event like this. And it's just, and I think we're going to do it consistently. We already have a wait list for the next time because some people couldn't make these dates, and they're like, oh, I'm in, just put me down for the next one.
Yeah. Now, do you think, and I know that you plan this, is it good to limit it like that so you can spend that needed time with or some people would say, open it up to 100 people, but there's no way you can do that personal time.
Right. No, we want it to be intimate. We want to give everybody, even the virtual people, we have moderators going in on the virtual one that are television people. So one of our first depending on how many we have different moderators lined up. But he's on Canadian television and was a huge journalist there. So they know how to help with the hooks and the pitches and to get all that done.
Wow. Just those little things. I mean, basically it comes down to that one word or how you say it, or it's the right timing.
It's just grabbing attention. Yeah.
That's so important, because we hear it all the time. Nothing good's happening to me. I'm trying all these things. But it's got to be done. Yeah. The timing, the way you do it, how you approach people, it's just so important.
And it's just a system to follow.
Yeah.
It's not, like I said, it's not rocket science. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to learn how to do it for what's best for you, whether you want to be an expert or you're trying to promote a product or, whatever that is that benefits you the most. And we're going to show you exactly how to do it.
So funny. And I'm glad you said that, because the system, you may not even like it. You may not say, it's just not perfect, but it builds up the consistency is what gets you where you want to go. So having that system is super important, but it also makes you more consistent on what you're doing.
I say it's muscle memory.
Yeah.
Once you start, it might be a little uncomfortable at first, kind of like the first time you work out, it hurts a little bit, but then you get used to it. It's like riding a bike. Sure. You just make it part of your everyday. We all have to market. So it's what you're doing. And by incorporating this, and I the stuff that I teach is less than 10 minutes a day. This is nothing. And I do it every day. I pitched something this morning. I do it consistently. You're not going to get yes all the time, but if you're willing to spend 5 or 10 minutes a day to get 1 million people to learn about your business, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know if you see my post. When I watch for that Friday thing, and it's not like I'm waiting on my computer, but on Fridays I see you pop up. I'm like, oh, Christina's tip.
There it is.
And I watch it because I got used to seeing it, and you were consistently doing it. Obviously the stuff works too, but I trust that you know what you're doing because I did those things and they worked. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, is there a website alone for this? So they go to your website? What should they do?
Captivate and CashinLive.com.
All right. Very cool. So great. And they can ask you
Thank
questions
you.
there. And yeah, this is going to be
Yeah, or just
fun.
reach out to me. Just send me an email. I always say if you can't find me, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, that's why I don't even have to say, here's all of our information. Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. And
you can find me.
I want to do I would love to do a follow-up after. Let us know
Okay.
what's happening.
Yeah.
I would love to know how everything went. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be out in Dallas this coming month. But man, it's just, I love going out there. It's a great place to really be
It's a
having these events.
great place. Great food, great people.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
is.
we're 15 minutes from the airport, so super close.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. All right, Christina.
Well,
as usual, it was so much fun
Great
talking
to see
you. Tell everyone that's we deal with, stay high, and everyone out there, please, if you're looking to do this, you want to build your business up, this is the way to do it. Go on out there, check out the website. If you have some questions, find Christina online. Very easy to find her online because she knows what she's doing. And let us know. Let us know how everybody's making out. I want to really hear about it. So thank you so much for being on today.
Awesome. Thank you. See you soon.
See you soon. You all take care.
Bye.